Hey everyone, welcome to Dit Dot. My name is Amanda and I have got such exciting news. Now of course, the people who follow me over on Instagram already know that we added a brand new member to our family. We got a little baby kitten named Echo. By the time this video goes up, we'll have had him for a couple of weeks. But it was a complete and total surprise for my husband and my girls as an early birthday present for me. I love cats so much. Now, of course, y'all all know Watson is my co-star and my sous chef, and he will always have a very special place in my heart. And we also have a cat named Magic, who is her own special kind of beauty queen. But Echo is this tiny little precious bundle of playful joy that I have already fallen in love with. Anyway, here I am rambling, but that's okay because today's video hopefully will be short. It is because it is one of those really easy, simple, healthy dinners when you need dinner quick. So let's get started. Here is Echo. Oh, say hi to your new fans. I thought he was upstairs taking a nap, but he heard my voice and he came down to say hi. Okay, just really quick, give everybody a glamour shot, baby. Here it is, there's the glamour shot. And then you can go play, okay? And now I promise, I'm gonna wash my hands and we'll start cooking. Okay, so let's get cooking. Normally, I like to work next to the stove as I'm chopping, and then that way I can chop and cook. But today I kind of prepped up and I sliced up a whole bunch of mushrooms and some onion and garlic. I'm going to start sauteing some onions and the garlic in a big old pat of butter or olive oil or whatever fat you want to get your vegetables starting to saute in. And the reason why I like to work next to the stove and chop is because while these were sauteing down, then I could be working on chopping up all these mushrooms. I'm going to get these going, and once they start to get translucent, that's when we'll add in our mushrooms. But meanwhile, while my onions are back there, Echo's trying to get into something. While my onions are kind of sauteing back there on a medium, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my chicken breasts. I have 2 chicken breasts for a family of 4. And the way that I want to cut these, just for presentation's sake, I mean, not that I'm huge into presentation, but sometimes, you know, it matters. I'm gonna hold my knife at an angle and slice down to create these medallion shapes. So they're very thin, they're gonna cook up quickly, but they just look a little nicer than if you do chicken chunks. So I call these like medallions. So again, I've got my knife at an angle and I'm just slicing it down through the chicken at an angle that will give me these thin pieces. Now, if you find that this is not in your knife skill set yet, just slice your chicken thinly. It's not a big deal. If you have very sharp knives, this definitely makes a difference. And you just want to try to get them all the same thickness so that they will cook through at the same time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and slice up this second chicken breast and check on my onions. Okay, so I turned these to the stove just low, and my onions are starting to get a little color even, which, you know, I'm not mad about. And mostly I just want them to be cooked through because I don't really want crunchy onions. Oh, you know what? I was going to add a stalk of celery to this dish. Debating. The main reason why I was going to add celery is this celery has been in my refrigerator and it's looking a little sad, and I just want to use it up before it goes bad. So it's not necessarily something that you have to put into this dish, but that's where I like cooking with different methods instead of recipes. That way you can be flexible and you can use up ingredients that you've got going on in your refrigerator. If you can think about like, oh yeah, this would taste fine. It's not gonna like change the flavor profile of this dish too much. And you know, extra vegetables always is good. I was also thinking, my mom raised us that like, it's not a complete meal if it doesn't have a green vegetable. So I was thinking about adding either spinach, asparagus, or even green peas to this dish. But tonight I'm gonna keep it mostly the chicken and the mushrooms. All right, so speaking of those mushrooms, let's go ahead and I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil because these mushrooms are like sponges and they are going to soak up a little bit of butter that I have in my skillet. And we do need a little bit of fat for when I add in the flour. That's gonna thicken our sauce. So we're gonna give these mushrooms, I put a ton, they're gonna cook down. It is kind of like the basis of the sauce. So I'm going to let them cook down and we're going to season them before, not before, but just we're gonna season them. So I added salt. Need to remember to add some pepper to my grocery list. And from my spice drawer, I'm going to add some thyme. If you add fresh thyme, it would really be highlighted in this dish. Other than that, I think I'm gonna keep it really simple on the seasonings. Mushroom overboard. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let this cook down. Maybe add a little bit more olive oil and we'll be back. Okay, so now that I'm here at the stove, babysitting it, I'm not walking away, I went ahead and turned it up to a higher heat and my mushrooms have already started to cook down quite a bit. So now what I'm gonna do is sprinkle in some flour and we're basically making like a cream sauce. So I'm going to just gently coat all of the mushrooms and that oil is going to soak up and it's going to be like a clumpy mess for a second. And basically we just want all the white from the flour to go away, soak up the oil, and it's gonna be a gushy mess and it'll start to kind of stick on the skillet. Don't worry, because then we are going to add a liquid. So I've got some white wine. If you don't cook with wine, that's fine. You can either use a splash of vinegar or just chicken stock or even just water. And that's gonna deglaze our skillet. It's gonna pull up those little bits that we had started to go. It'll add some good flavor. But again, it's not essential. I just have a little bit left and figured I would use it up in this dish. And then we're gonna add chicken stock. Now, if you wanna go on full on yummy creaminess, add milk here. But instead, I'm going to have the bulk of my sauce be chicken broth, and then I'm just going to add a splash of milk at the end. You could also add a splash of heavy cream, would be delicious. But this is an everyday weeknight meal, so I don't want all the calories that the heavy cream or just an all milk sauce would give me. So I'm just going to have the bulk of it, like I said, be chicken stock. And it's still gonna be plenty tasty. All right, when we're gonna bring the sauce up to a simmer, and what we're going to do is slide our chicken breast into the sauce. So I don't want it to come up to a boil, because if you put your chicken into boiling sauce, that protein of the chicken is just going to tighten up and you're gonna have tough chicken. So err on the side of caution. You want it to just be a bare simmer. I'm lowering it even a little bit more. You do want to bring it up to a boil or almost boil, because that's gonna activate the flour and let it allow to thicken your sauce up a little bit so that you're not just having soupy sauce. But then you want to lower it down to a simmer so that your chicken doesn't get tough. If you have problems with tough chicken, then that might be one of the things that you're doing, is boiling it when you're doing these kind of poaching type of dishes. So I just added a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper straight to the chicken. And this is just barely simmering. Here, let me show you. You can see a couple little bubbles popping up through there, but it's not, I've got it on low. And I'm gonna slide my chicken in. And because the chicken is cut so thin, this isn't gonna take very long to cook. It's gonna take maybe 10 minutes. We'll check on it. And then we'll add some of the milk to kind of make the sauce a little bit more white colored and add a little extra creaminess. And I'm gonna serve this tonight over white rice, but it'd also be really good over any of your favorite grains like quinoa or couscous, or even like egg noodles would be delicious. Let this simmer until the chicken is cooked through and we'll be back. Okay, so it's been simmering around 10 minutes. The chicken is almost all the way cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and add a splash of milk. That's just gonna change the color of the sauce and give it a little bit more creaminess, like I said. And if I had heavy cream, I actually would use heavy cream here, but I've got whole milk, so that's gonna do it. You can see how immediately it whitens the sauce up, and a lot of times, you know, when we eat with our eyes. So, oh my God, the cutest thing just happened. Let's see if I can show you on film. Echo just climbed in the bed with Watson. Can you even believe this? Oh, that's so adorable. Watson gentle. Watson doesn't know what to think. Watson's a good boy. Echo, you gonna share? Oh my gosh. I just took like 20 pictures of that. That is so adorable. I've always wanted a cat and a dog that would cuddle up to each other. Watson and Magic, they're like roommates at best. Okay, so back to this. Let's go ahead and stir this and then give it a taste. See if we need to add any more salt or anything like that. No, it's perfect. So delicious. If you like homemade cream of mushroom soups, that's kind of what this is like loosely based off of. And then I just added chicken. So good. It's gonna be really good. I actually made rice tonight, but I kind of wish I'd made egg noodles, but whatever, it's gonna be delicious. All right, so I got some rice out of my Instapot. Y'all all know I love my Instapot for rice. And I'm actually gonna serve this with a ladle because I really want some of the sauce to soak up into my rice. And it's gonna be so delicious. So delicious. Oh, and then like sprinkling some parsley on top. Wouldn't that be pretty? Of course, I haven't opened this one up yet. Whoa, parsley everywhere. Let's go give this a taste. I kind of feel like Echo and Watson stole the show tonight. But anyway, this is my creamy chicken and mushroom dish. It is like comfort food in a bowl. Watson smells it. He's ready for dinner too. Let's give it a taste with some of the rice. I love this dish. It is so good. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button. I'll give you a second right now. Trying to grow my channel to 1,000. And make sure that you hit the notification bell. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And until the next one, bye guys.